For Leslie Spalding, the former senior high grad living the dream of playing professional golf. Between stops on the tour, Spalding spending a few leisurely days here in Billings doing what else? Playing golf. It is that kind of swing that has propelled Leslie Spalding onto the LPGA Tour. It's a lifestyle most of us imagine as glamorous. Life on the road playing professional golf. For Leslie Spalding, her rookie season has been a learning experience.
It's been really a lot of fun. I've learned a lot more than I thought that I would. I thought I knew what it was maybe going to be like, but it's not like that at all. It's fun.
Spalding has been a quick study, and it's paid off in making 5 cuts through her first 10 tournaments. Already, Spalding has pocketed significant paydays: $6,700 in Daytona Beach, $3,200 in Atlanta, and $2,600 in Hawaii. In all, Spalding has earned just under $15,000 in her first season. It was Jack Nicklaus who once said, golf is 90% mental, 10% golf ability, and Leslie agrees. Life on tour continues to be a mental challenge.
It's totally mental. I do a lot of things for my mental game, and that's where I always have to get better, and that's how you win, is by keeping your mind into it. Just grinding it out and sticking with it and never giving up. I was sitting in the locker room at the McDonald's Ladies Championship, and I was listening to Nancy Lopez, and she was talking about how she won her tournaments, and it was just never giving up, and that's what I have to do.
Next week, Leslie heads to Minneapolis for the tour's next stop, but not before a few days back in her hometown of Billings to recharge the batteries before heading back out on tour.
I always love to come home. Everybody's always nice, and it's nice to see old friends and people like you guys, and it's great to come back home.
For Spalding, the goals remain the same: continue to improve and play well enough to return to the LPGA Tour next year. And from the world of professional golf to the
From Tee to Green on Color 8 is brought to you by Blondie's Restaurant.
Joined this week by a special guest, LPGA Touring Pro Leslie Spalding. We're in the greenside bunker at the Highlands Golf Club this week, and you're going to talk about what many people say is the toughest shot in the game.
A lot of people think it's tough, but you may hear how a lot of the pros would rather be in the bunker than having a chip from the heavy rough.
Okay.
And I agree with that, because a lot of times you get a lot better lie out of the bunker. First, we're going to start out opening in a stance about 45 degrees to the target and digging in. I like to make sure that I go in with my grip adjusted and the club head adjusted so that the face is open. Pick it up and follow through. That's probably one of the most important parts to the bunker shot, is following through. Main thing is to think of a line behind the ball and try and start your club head down into the sand at that line. One drill I like to use, because a lot of times you get hung up, you get ball bound. You want to get the ball out so badly that that's all you think about. So instead of thinking about that, I like to think about the size of the divot that I'm going to take out of the sand and how much sand. So I want to take the whole dollar size divot out of the sand. So you want to start back behind the dollar and go through, and that's just going to lift the ball out of the bunker. Another one that I like to use is just taking a tee. Just take a tee and make sure that you get it over the lip of the bunker and onto the green. And that way you just don't think about getting the ball out so much.
Oh, look at that. That's a good looking shot. It looks like it's something that you may have come accustomed to often on the tour. Yes?
A little bit.
Well, hey, thanks for joining us this week, and
Thank
good
you.
luck throughout the rest of your season. We'll see you back maybe at the end of July or something for a break. In the meantime, for Leslie Spalding, I'm Scott Breen. We'll see you next week from Tee to Green.
Leslie in Minneapolis this week for the latest stop on tour.
And she makes it look so simple.
I know. It's painful to watch.
Oh, I know it is. We'll make, speaking of painful to watch, we'll try to make Scott a movie star when we come back.
Announcement at Rimrock.